Right, so welcome back to another video on this channel and welcome back to another episode of my Premier League Game Week predictions series, and this is of course now Game Week 21, so yeah, another interesting match day ahead of us. And last weekend I did get myself 7 points, so we are looking to better that this time round and hopefully we can do so. But yeah, before we do get into this video, I would like to quickly ask you guys to subscribe to the channel because we are very close now to 1,300 subscribers, so if you do subscribe to the channel, it would cost you absolutely nothing and would, believe it or not, make my day, so it's very much a win-win situation. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into predicting these Premier League Game Week 21 fixtures. Starting off with the game at Goodison Park, Everton versus Newcastle United. Now, Newcastle continued their absolutely awful form and just absolutely awful brand of football against Leeds during the week in that 2-1 defeat. They do have San Maximin back though, so could that pay dividends for them and could that better their chances of obviously getting a victory? Everton did get themselves a draw against Leicester during midweek as well, and overall are looking very, very good. They do have Abdoulaye Doucouré back for this game, and you know, they have most of their first team squad fit. I think their only major departure in this game is Alan, so yeah, Everton looking really, really good and definitely the favourites by a country mile in this game. And to be honest, I just simply fail to see where Newcastle are going to pick up any points in this game because of course they have been in an absolutely treacherous run of form. Their football, as I keep mentioning, is absolutely dire, and that is why I think that Everton should win this relatively comfortably. I've gone for Everton 2, Newcastle United 0. Maybe Newcastle will prove me wrong, but yeah, you know what, I just think Everton are the clear favourites and I just can't see how they drop points to this Newcastle team. Now onto the game at the Etihad, Manchester City versus Sheffield United, top versus bottom, as it was in that game that Sheffield United did take 3 points in against Manchester United at Old Trafford during the week, and they do stay in Manchester for this game because of course they do play City now away from home. And yeah, what an absolutely incredible result for Sheffield United in midweek. I mean, it was absolutely just unpredictable. I don't think anybody in the right mind would have predicted that whatsoever. Can Sheffield United survive? I still think it's a massive long shot, but you know what, who knows in the Premier League, especially this season when it has been so mental. But they do play a City side this weekend who are on absolutely incredible form, just look unbreakable at the back and also look unstoppable going forward, even without the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. The likes of Ilkay Gundogan, Phil Foden, Raheem Sterling, even Bernardo Silva have stepped up in his absence, so it's still going to be a very, very good test for Sheffield United in this one. And you know what, nobody gave Sheffield United a chance against Manchester United, and for good reason, but I just can't see where they get anything from this game if I'm honest, because I think that City, they're on a roll, they're just on such good form, they're just absolutely incredible at this moment in time, and that is why I think that City should win this comfortably. I think it would be Manchester City 3, Sheffield United 0, but yeah, I just can't really see a world in which City actually, you know, don't get a victory against Sheffield United in a comprehensive manner. Now onto the game at Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace versus Wolves. Now Palace narrowly defeated by West Ham during the week, and I'm not gonna lie, they have kind of dipped into the relegation battle in recent weeks. However, I do think that they should be safe with the quality of squad they do have and with Roy Hodgson in charge. Wolves did take a point for themselves at Stamford Bridge in, of course, Thomas Tuchel's first game as Chelsea manager in that goalless draw, and they haven't actually won a Premier League game since that game against Chelsea when Frank Lampard was in charge in mid-December at Molineux. And yeah, it's two teams that, you know, are very fond of the counter-attack, two teams that can be very dangerous on the counter-attack when they want to be, and for that reason, I think both teams will get goals in this one. I think it will be a relatively high-scoring game, but I've gone on the fence, I've gone for a draw, and I've gone for Crystal Palace 2, Wolves 2, and yeah, overall, I think this should be a very decent game. Now onto the game at the Hawthorns, West Bromwich Albion versus Fulham, two promoted sides, of course, and Fulham playing really well at the moment, despite the fact they actually haven't won in the last 9 games, which obviously is going to be extremely worrying, but the performances have been there. And this is a game that I definitely think Fulham will look to target for 3 points because, as we all know, West Brom, they've looked extremely average so far this season. However, they are capable of pulling off a result and a very good performance, as we saw against Wolves a few weeks ago. But to be honest, I just feel like this is set up for Fulham to win because, of course, they have been playing very, very well. They've been playing a lot better than West Brom, and of course, the points just haven't come for Fulham as yet, but I do think that they'll take 3 points in this one. I think it will be West Brom 1, Fulham 2, but yeah, overall, I just think that Fulham need this more than West Brom, even though West Brom are in, you know, you could argue, a stickier situation, but yeah, I've gone for Fulham winning this one. Now onto the game at the Emirates, and that is undoubtedly the game of the weekend, and that is Arsenal versus Manchester United. Now, Arsenal have really found form in recent weeks. I mean, they've won 5 of their last 6 games, and as a matter of fact, Mikel Arteta is currently the only Premier League manager that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has yet to beat in the Premier League, which is interesting. United's title charge took a humongous dent in midweek with, of course, that home defeat to Sheffield United, but they will be looking to put things right because, of course, a good title challenger does not lose twice in a row. But to be honest, I just feel like United actually need to win this game more, and I feel like they'll be under pressure, and I just feel like they'll be too afraid to lose this game, and simply because of that fact, I have gone on the fence once again, like I usually do for these top 6 games, but I have gone for Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Overall, should be a very tight encounter, but yeah, I've gone for a draw simply because, as I said, I think United will be too afraid to lose this one. Now onto the game at St Mary's, Southampton versus Aston Villa. Now, Southampton have kind of dipped since Christmas, I'm not going to lie, and they are currently in the bottom half of the table after that home defeat to Arsenal during the week. Meanwhile, Aston Villa stuttered at Burnley during the week in that 3-2 defeat, but overall have looked looked very, very promising since that recovery from that coronavirus outbreak. Even though they lost to City, they looked really sharp. They looked really good against Newcastle, even though it is, of course, only Newcastle. And against Burnley, I didn't really see the highlights, but from what I saw, it was quite a tight game that Burnley just managed to nick. So Villa, definitely one of the most balanced teams in the Premier League, in my opinion, and definitely looking good. And this should be an interesting game because both sides, as a matter of fact, currently in the Premier League, are actually level on points. So this will be a very, very tight encounter between two sides who, of course, judging by points, are very close in the table. And for that reason, I just can't separate these sides whatsoever. I've gone for a draw. I've gone for Southampton 1, Aston Villa 1. But yeah, definitely a game that could go either way. But to be honest, with the fact that they're level on points in the Premier League and, they're two quality sides with equal levels of quality, I do think it will be a draw. Now onto the game at Stamford Bridge, my club Chelsea versus Burnley. And yeah, Thomas Tuchel's second home game in charge, second ever game in charge of Chelsea. And yeah, of course, started his reign with a 0-0 draw during midweek against Wolves. And overall, a very good performance with definite positives. I saw a lot more intensity from Chelsea's performance overall in that game. Burnley, however, have actually won 2 on the bounce now, and 2 very impressive wins over firstly Liverpool at Anfield and secondly Aston Villa at Turf Moor. And what a treble they could make it with a victory at Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. That would just be absolutely incredible and the pinnacle of their season probably. But yeah, Thomas Tuchel's had more time to train with this Chelsea team, and to be honest, I just feel like there's something happening with Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea. It gives me good vibes, and overall I do feel like he will pick up his first win as Chelsea manager in this one. And we've got a good record versus Burnley in recent weeks, remember, as well, and for that reason I think it will be Chelsea 3, Burnley 1. But yeah, overall I think that Thomas Tuchel will be getting his first 3 points as Chelsea manager, but it will not be easy whatsoever because of course Burnley are a very good team and are on decent form as well. Now onto the game at the King Power Stadium, Leicester City versus Leeds United. Now Leicester, they haven't lost in their last 9 games. They're such a beautiful team to watch in my opinion. I think that's the perfect way to describe them. They've got such good balance and overall play a very good brand of football, and all their players of course are very hard working for Brendan Rodgers. Leeds won their first game of the year against Newcastle, but I will put a pinch of salt on that one because of course it was Newcastle United and they are just absolutely rubbish. But yeah, they will be looking to build on that win and prove themselves against this Leicester side who of course are high flying and in the Premier League title race at this moment in time. I'm not gonna lie though, Leicester do look a lot less threatening without Jamie Vardy up front, and of course he will be missing more than likely for this one as well, so that will be a massive boost to Leeds. However, Leeds are not the best defensively at the moment whatsoever, especially with the injuries they have to the likes of Robin Koch, Diego Llorente, etc. And for that reason I think that Leicester will just about squeeze a win in this one. I've gone for Leicester 2, Leeds 1, and yeah, overall it should be a very interesting game. Now onto the game at the London Stadium, West Ham United versus Liverpool. 2 very good teams this season, you have to say. Liverpool may be back after that 3 points they picked up during midweek against Tottenham. A very good performance from them, a very convincing result, and they will be looking to pick up 3 points in this one as they go into the game next weekend against Manchester City, which is going to be an absolutely immense game at the top of the table. To be honest, we just need to talk about West Ham though. I mean, they're not the most scintillating team in terms of the brand of football, but overall they're getting results, and my god are they getting points, because yeah, they're in 4th place in the Premier League at this moment in time, and David Moyes has done an absolute wonder job with them so far this season. This will not be an easy game for either side, I do think, and of course Joel Matip's injury to Liverpool's defence in midweek I think won't help their cause whatsoever, and of course they will have to have even more of a makeshift defence in this one. But I think that Liverpool will just about prevail in this one, and I have gone for West Ham 1, Liverpool 2, and yeah, a narrow win for Liverpool going into that game against City with some momentum. And the final game of the game week, and that is at the Amex, and that is Brighton and Hove Albion versus Tottenham Hotspur. Now Brighton still down at the bottom. They did draw 0-0 with Fulham during the week. In my opinion, still need a striker really, really badly because of course, as I keep saying, they are creating chances. It's just they don't have that natural goal scorer that is going to finish off those chances and get them points. Spurs of course, as I said, did lose to Liverpool last night in that 3-1 defeat at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but they will be absolutely preying on the fitness of Harry Kane, who of course did come off injured at half-time in that game with an injury. So yeah, maybe Spurs will be without Harry Kane for this one. And to be honest, I genuinely have that inkling of a feeling that Brighton are just for some reason going to win this game, but to be honest, logic is just telling me that Spurs will win this one, and that is why I've gone for a marginal Spurs win. I've gone for Brighton Hove Albion 0, Spurs 1, and yeah, I just think that Spurs will just about take this one. And so yeah, those are my Premier League Game Week predictions for Game Week 21. If you want to go and leave your predictions for these games down in the comment section below, please feel free to do so, because I'm very interested to see how you guys think these games will pan out. And yeah, that is where we're going to end this video. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like. As per usual, 20 likes will be massively appreciated by myself, and also as I said at the start of this video, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very much appreciated, because we are still now looking to hit 1,300 subscribers as soon as we possibly can. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya.